Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and welcome to Global Atheist News Roundup, dateline 30th of November 2024. This is the show that gives the news on how religions have impacted humanity over the last 7 days. This week's headlines. The Taliban held a shocking public execution in a stadium. Mosab Hassan Yousef spoke to Princeton University. Hezbollah claim victory following the peace agreement. A 9-year-old Afghan girl was sold to a 55-year-old man. A Jordanian woman spoke at UCLA. Toronto police arrested a Jewish journalist at a pro-Hamas protest. Palestinians attacked a church in Beit Sahour near Bethlehem because they started decorating it for Christmas. Fani Bhushan Babu's tin shop in Mymensingh's main market was under siege by a violent Muslim mob. Muslims marched through the streets of Bangladesh, calling for the slaughter of Hindus. Here's another Muslim march somewhere. A pro-Palestinian mob stormed Downing Street. The UK Parliament was shocked by an anti-Hamas MP slamming the British government over its failure to reject the ICC's attempt to help Hamas terrorists portray Israel as the aggressor. A Muslim preacher complained about life in Canada, where Islamophobes celebrate Christmas. Police arrested violent pro-Hamas protesters who were interrupting the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. A Labour MP called for a law to ban criticism of prophets. Taliban terrorists destroyed musical instruments because they're considered haram. They also destroyed the camera phones they were videoing them with. They're also haram. Oklahoma Republicans are outraged over a pagan invocation in Tulsa. As the world moves away from print towards visuals on screens, the news is increasingly in the form of videos. Here is this week's news in detail. In a disturbing demonstration of their continued implementation of strict Sharia law, the Taliban conducted their 6th public execution since returning to power. See this video.
Taliban holds shocking public execution in stadium. In a disturbing demonstration of their continued implementation of strict Sharia law, the Taliban conducted their 6th public execution since returning to power, carrying out the death sentence of Mohammad Ayaz Assad at a sports stadium in Gardez, Afghanistan. The execution, witnessed by senior Taliban officials, including Interior Minister Syria Judin Haqqani, exemplifies the regime's commitment to their harsh interpretation of Islamic law despite international condemnation. As the Taliban Supreme Court stated, quote, the case was meticulously examined and scrutinized by the 3-stage military court of the Islamic Emirate in multiple iterations before the order of retaliation, qisas, which was issued and approved. The event, which drew crowds to the stadium despite a ban on cameras and mobile devices, has sparked strong criticism from UN officials, including Special Rapporteur Richard Bennett, who called for an immediate halt to such atrocious punishments. This execution follows a pattern of severe public punishments by the Taliban, who have also flogged hundreds of Afghans, including women, for various immoral crimes such as adultery, theft, and homosexuality, with nearly 100 public floggings recorded in October alone.
Mosab Yousef, the son of Hamas co-founder, has made the news again, this time by speaking at Princeton University. Another video.
Wow, here we are. Much bigger crowd than Harvard, by the way. Thank you for being here. My personal opinion, this is the best university. Where do I begin? So much chaos, so much conflict, and war of narratives. And on a personal level, I'm just caught up in this entire chaos. My personal choice, I don't want to be in it. For many people, it's like creating a career. It's business. And for me, I tried to escape it a long time ago from the Middle East. Even I had to abandon my family, lose my security, everything that had to do with the Middle Eastern culture. It's not that I'm saying anything against it. I just did not want to be part of that chaos anymore. The religious war, the political war, the human delusion, the torture, the child abuse, the children indoctrination, the deception. I got so tired of that. And I thought I moved to the United States, where things are going to be much better. You know, back in 1987, when they started chanting, Intifada, Intifada, and from the river to the sea, whatever they meant, things developed very, very fast in a negative way. Within 2 years, it became an absolute chaos. Stabbing, mass shooting, suicide bombing. And the situation became irreversible, even up to this point. It's very hard for me to actually trace the chain of events that brought us there. But my personal opinion, that the false narrative lead eventually to violence.
People in Lebanon celebrated Hezbollah's victory following the peace agreement. A video. A Jordanian woman educated a UCLA audience. See this video.
I'm from Jordan, and I grew up there. Aiden, as a young man, I commend you for putting on a suit and coming out here tonight. I appreciate that from a professor, okay? But you also have to have enough humility to know that you don't know enough. And I'm telling you that as an Arab. So where would I rather live? Tel Aviv or Gaza? Who would I rather live amongst? Hamas, which is what you're advocating for. So like I said, I appreciate, you putting on a suit and coming here and speaking for my people. My people don't want you speaking for them because you're not helping us.
Let her speak.
Before the British mandate, I could have been a Palestinian instead of a Jordanian or Egyptian. It's the same people. So don't act like you know my people better than myself or Yousef. This is the arrogance and the problem that I have with the encampments. I came here tonight with a fucking taser because you think you're protesting peacefully? I'm going to be okay showing up here by myself because white, entitled, spoiled Americans want to get attention? You're making it worse for Arabs here and back home.
Toronto police arrested a Jewish journalist, Ezra Levant, while he was reporting at a pro-Hamas protest in the city. See this video.
Because I'm a Jew
and they said that was causing a disturbance.
What kind of disturbance? What kind of disturbance is he doing? What kind of disturbance is Ezra doing? You got people calling for the death of Jews on the other side. What's going on here? You got people dressing up as Yahya Sinwar.
Just keep him here for a second. All right.
Mayor, I've been arrested by the police because I refused to get off the public sidewalk. They said that I cannot be on the sidewalk because that inherently is a disturbance. They said that by standing there, and I wasn't even interviewing anyone, they said that that was such a disturbance that I would be arrested. And I think that's a little bit cowardly, because arresting me, they know I'm not going to have a riot like there was last night in Montreal. They know I'm going to go peacefully because I'm a law-abiding Canadian. They're afraid of the Hamas activists, and they're woke. And Olivia Chow approves, and Doug Ford approves, and Justin Trudeau approves. And so I am arrested for the first time in my life in my home city, the city where I pay taxes, because these people, and by these people I mean these police, have been instructed not to touch the hate crime. I went to film the hate crime across the street. They actually have reenacted Yahya Sinwar's final moments.
Right.
That would be like having a Hitler recreation. It would be like having someone dressed up as Hitler.
Absolutely.
In a neighborhood where Holocaust survivors live. They say that that is not a hate crime, and that for me to report on it is a crime.
They are protecting Hamas supporters who are calling for the murder of Jews.
They are, and because it was easier to arrest me than to arrest the Hamas thugs, that's what they've done. In my own city, for the crime of journalism.
Absolutely.
Do you have anything to say, officer? The legacy media. Officer, do you have anything to say? You're on 960 AM.
Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
Free him.
Let him go.
Free him.
Wow, wow, Canada.
Let him go.
Canada.
Arrest. Unlawful arrest. Unlawful arrest.
Shame on all of you.
Unlawful arrest. Unlawful
Arresting
arrest.
journalists every fucking
Unlawful
week.
arrest.
Let him go.
Unlawful arrest.
Two-tier policing.
Not the journalists.
You don't have right here.
Hassan
You
watches
have to arrest
everything.
this
Hassan
bandit.
watches everything.
You don't have right to
Two-tier
arrest.
policing.
This is Trudeau's Canada.
You're afraid of Hamas, so you're in shoes.
Capos. Capos. Capos.
They like Hamas.
This is Trudeau's Canada. This is what we get with Trudeau.
Being on the street.
Ezra, I love you, man. You have my support.
Where's Yara Sack?
Bless rebel news.
Where's Yara Sack?
Shame, 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 shame.
Let him go.
Shame, 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 shame.
Ezra, 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 Ezra.
They're putting me in a police car, they've arrested me.
Ezra, Ezra, Ezra.
Palestinians attacked a church in Beit Sahour near Bethlehem because they started decorating it for Christmas. See this video.
أنا هنا عند الكنيسة شوفهم ولا هاي بلا شور محجار هاي بلا شور محجار هايهم.
Fani Bhushan Babu's tin shop in Mymensingh's main market was under siege by a violent Muslim mob. This is not an isolated attack. It's part of what journalist Nupur Sharma aptly described as a state-sponsored pogrom targeting Hindus in Bangladesh. For 4 months, Hindus have been hunted, lynched, raped and slaughtered while the government stands by. Hindu boys are being lynched in broad daylight. Saints like Chinmoy Krishna Das are thrown in prison under false charges, and Al-Qaeda terrorists are being freed to continue their jihad. The army does nothing, the mobs run wild. See this video.
ভিতরে কারা মারতে যায় মারার পর কি কি হ্যাঁ মারার পর কি গান দিতে না কেনাডি যারা মারতে পারে
Pro-Palestinian hard-left fascists tried to storm Downing Street. Another video.
You need to get back.
You're a job. Why are you talking with me?
An anti-Hamas MP slammed the British government over its failure to reject the ICC's attempt to help Hamas terrorists portray Israel as the aggressor. A video.
The International Criminal Court's decision to issue arrest warrants for the State of Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and its former Defence Minister Yoav Gallant will do nothing to help secure the release of those poor hostages who've been held captive by Hamas for over a year. Nor will it help to get more aid into Gaza, and it will not deliver a sustainable end to this awful conflict. And in charging Israeli leaders alongside Hamas, the ICC appears to be drawing a moral equivalence between Israel's war of self-defense and Hamas terrorism. We utterly reject any moral equivalence. The only beneficiaries of this decision are Hamas and their terrorist sponsors, Iran, who are now celebrating this propaganda coup as a great victory for Hamas and Hezbollah.
A Muslim preacher complained about life in Canada, where Islamophobes celebrate Christmas in violation of Islamic laws. See this video.
And nowadays, of course, we are close to Christmas. And so we see around us that the people are preparing themselves to celebrate Christmas. And with great sadness, we see that amongst us there are those who think it's a small matter. And so not only might we congratulate them on their Christmas, on their false holiday and celebration, but we may take part in their holiday as well. Do you know that you and I must be offended when people say that they worship Jesus, or when they say that Jesus is the Son of God? Why do our hearts not react? There are those who will say to them, Merry Christmas. What are you congratulating them on? Congratulations on the birth of your Lord? Is that acceptable to a Muslim? Are you now approving of their beliefs? By you saying that, you are approving of it. If a person were to commit every major sin, الزنا, التعامل بالربا, الكذب, القتل, murder, committing adultery, dealing with interest, all of these sins, if a person were to do all of those major sins, they are nothing compared to the sin of congratulating and greeting the non-Muslims on their false festivals. This doesn't mean that we treat the non-Muslims in a bad way, that we deal with them unjustly. I'm not saying, and I've never said, go out and just kill them and do this to them. No. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that don't allow the enmity that may exist between you and a people cause you to be unjust towards them. Rather, be just.
Police arrested violent pro-Hamas protesters who were interrupting the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade in New York. A video. A Labour MP called for a law to ban criticism of prophets. Prime Minister Starmer did not rule it out. See this video.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. November marks Islamophobia Awareness Month. Last year, the United Nations Human Rights Council adopted a resolution condemning the desecration of religious texts, including the Quran, despite opposition from the previous government. Acts of such mindless desecration only serve to fuel division and hatred within our society. Will the Prime Minister commit to introducing measures to prohibit the desecration of all religious texts and the prophets of the Abrahamic religions?
Can I agree with him that desecration is awful and I think should be condemned across the House? We are, as I said before, Mr. Speaker, committed to tackling all forms of hatred and division, including, of course, Islamophobia in all of its forms. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Taliban terrorists destroyed musical instruments because they're considered haram. They also destroyed and burned TVs for the same reason, yet filmed it all with a camera phone. See this video. And then they destroyed camera phones. See this video.
बच्चों को मोबाइल ही नहीं दे रहे, इसलिए वो तरक्की कर रहा है, ऑफिसर बन रहा है। ये तालिबे ही है वो तालिबे ही साले फेल हो।
Last Wednesday, Amy Hardy McAdams, co-owner and creator of the Strawberry Moon Herbal Apothecary and Ritual Centre in Broken Arrow, was invited to give the opening prayer at Tulsa City Council's meeting. Like Christians do all the time, she used the opportunity to speak about her faith, to represent the pagan and witchcraft communities of Tulsa. She also encouraged local leaders to look out for the oppressed and abused, go after injustice, and be champions for all in this city. An uplifting, inspiring message. The only thing unusual was that instead of citing Jesus, she referenced Medusa, the Gorgon goddess. Following this news, Free Thought Hour's guest this week is our South African friend Dean. We are going to discuss assisted dying, which has just passed the second reading in the UK House of Commons. You can join Tercia and I chatting with him by text. This has been Global Atheist News. Please like, subscribe and share. Thank you for watching.